heading in for the evening sit here tonight. We're in the middle part of October. I love hunting the last 2 weeks of October. We had a big rain front come through yesterday and the day before. This is the first real good evening sit where we're not having any rain or anything. So this spot that I'm heading into, I actually found it last week. The sign was pretty solid in here with fresh scrapes and whatnot being worked. We're gonna get headed in here, and as we get closer to the spot, I'll describe, what I'm seeing. Well, we got a pretty heavy trail heading back to that bedding point over there. Looks like we got a scrape. Let's see if it's freshened up or not here. It's much bigger than last week here, I think. Leaves haven't been dispersed or anything like that, so nothing's been in here recently. Well, after checking out those scrapes haven't been worked for the past couple days. Last weekend they were on fire. Unfortunately, it was like the last spot I came on a Sunday. I've never been out here before, so I just treated it as a scout mission. I didn't have like any of my gear or anything like that, so I'm gonna put that in the mental bank for next year, potentially when to hunt this. Well, we just got set up this evening in the tree. This tree was a bear to get into. It's an old white oak tree. I actually had to use my daisy chain to get around this tree, but I got as close as I could to this anticipated bedding point. Like I said, I've never hunted this property. I haven't even scouted it, but we got the point out that direction. The trail's like 10 yards in front of me right here. Wind's blowing down the hill. My thermal should be dropping to the valley here. And there's only one trail to worry about, and it's close. It's gonna be a quick shot if it happens. And there's just a pile of white oaks, and they got the scrapes. After that, there's a half standing cornfield out there. Like I said, the sign in here was dried up a little bit, but hey, we're gonna give it a sit and see what happens here this evening. Only one way you know is by being in the tree, right? Well, just heard my first grunt of the year right below me. Sounds like he's 50 yards below me or so. Actually, he's ahead of me. There's for sure a buck in here. there'd be some deer, maybe bucks bedded off that point. So what he ended up doing, he ended up curling around, dropping off that point right away, curling down into the valley, working his way in the valley. I'm surprised he didn't smell me or anything like that, because my thermals were dropping down right in that valley right now. Then he swung around, then came up top, came behind me, and I mean, he was at 8 yards.
Well, I just got home, had a pretty good sit. I didn't think I'd see too much because the sign was dried up, but ended up seeing that nice little 6. He ended up grunting. That was the first grunt I heard all year, so that was super cool. And as I was driving home, actually on the next ridge over on the private section, I ended up seeing a really, really nice buck. He was a shooter for sure, and he looked like he was starting to do that little cruising zombie trot type deal. So I think they're on the verge of busting loose here pretty quick here, getting to that latter part of October. I absolutely love that time of year. My favorite time of the year to hunt. So that's all I got for this video. Thanks for watching, and I'm sure the action is going to heat up.